Hi and welcome to C# billing system. As you can see, I've entered my calculator right there and it's working as expected, but right over here is all the necessary information that I've used to make up the billing system. You can add, you can delete, and you can do whatever you want to do. So let's say I want to delete that data. That's it, gone. And I can always change that to whatever I want, and just that's the name of that guy there, and just update. That's it, done. And I can also go into each individual data just to check in each individual information, like the client information is right there, the gardener information is there, and the job information is there. So the next thing I will do right now is to take you straight into C# development environment so that you see I've put this together. And welcome back. Now I'm going to show you how to embed the database into C#. So I'll start by going for new project. Make sure your Windows application form is selected. Click on OK. Now the application form is ready. I'm just going to just made that up. I think that might be, yeah, that's a bit fine. Drag it down and select the form, go to the property and make sure the start position is in center. I want it to be at the center. That's good enough for me. And select your data source. If you can't find your data source, you can always find it up here. Just click on data source, click on add data. Just before I start adding data, this is the data I want to add from my access. I'm going to be adding this very query. I made all of this up. Maybe this will be another tutorial. I'll show you how that is done. So let me close that. Click on next inside my data source. If you've forgotten how to get into the data source, data, show source right there, and click on add new data. Click on next. Make sure the data set is selected. Click on next again. Now connect. I want to connect to where my data is. So I need to change this to access. That's it right there. Make sure you click on change. Okay, select access data file. Click on OK. Now I'm going to get rid of the username because I really don't need it. You don't have to get rid of it. You can always leave your username and enter a password there, but I don't need any of those. I'm going to click on browse. So let's go to my desktop where I have my database. And that's the database right there. Click on open and database is ready. All I just need to do is click on test. That's it. It's successful. Click on OK and click on OK again. Then click on next. All what this is telling you is the database will be saved in your local file because this is a local data file. So just accept it and click on yes. Now click on next. I will select my table and select view. The reason why I'm selecting view is because of the query there, so I'm going to select that as well because I intend to use the content inside the query. So click on finish and that is it. That's my table there ready. So the next thing I will do now is let me now insert, drop this down. You see the client, drop that down. I don't need the client, but I need all the information in here in the query. So all I just need to do now is drag the client, or first thing just to show you how the whole system look. The previous one you saw earlier, I'm going to drag that in there. That's the data grid itself. So that one is sorted. That's fine. So now for the individual column, add 9 of those here because I have 18 columns in total. Okay, so I will speed this up and just get back to you guys so that I don't take too much of your time. And okay, these are my system is looking right now. So all I need to do next is just to add some buttons in there. I'm gonna need 3 of those and 1 more here. So change the text content in them, change that to delete. Okay. And the next one will be update followed by add. Okay, that's how it's looking now. So the next thing to do is to double click on this and write just one single line of code. Okay, all we need to do now is double click on the add and just say query binding source right there dot add. That's it right here. Add new. Enter your parentheses and semicolon. That's that sorted. Okay, the next thing is let's go for delete. Double click on the delete and just say this dot query binding source right there dot remove current. There, done. Now for the update, double click on the update as well and enter as follows. Okay, we say this dot validate. That's it right there. Enter your parentheses, press enter. Then the next thing you say is this dot query binding source dot end edit. Okay, we now need to also say this dot, we need the table, that's table adapter manager dot update all in this case. Open a bracket and just say this dot the name of the verifier, which is known as billing data set. That's the name of my own file. So once you enter that, make sure you close the bracket, enter your parentheses, and that's it. So take a good look at the codes, just those three altogether, about 5 lines of codes. That's to add, to delete, and to update. That's it right there. So I will now run the program for you guys to see. Click on run. There, that's how it's looking right now. So that's how it's looking right now. So I can always update. Okay, you see it right there. Just enter whatever data you intend to update, and once that is done, you validate it or upgrade it. And if you want to delete anything, just select and delete. Okay guys, the next thing I'm going to do now is to add a tab right there. Let me come in here, add a tab control there. All I just want to do now is to convert this to what I call billing system. So increase that, and let's get a calculator. One of my old program, you would have seen how calculator is developed in C# calculator project on YouTube. So I have the calculator right here. That's it. All I just need to do now is to select all of this, select it all, copy, instead of creating it all over. To create, you guys will be able to do that. Paste it right in there. I have my calculator project right in there. I think maybe I should add a background there, maybe change the color or leave it the way it is. But the next thing is, let me come in here now. I'll go to tab 2. In the tab 2, I intend to add more data so that you can see individual data. So the first data will be the client data. Add that to it, and I need two more tabs actually. So click on that, go to the property and insert more tabs right there. Add a tab. I have tab 1, tab 2, so I need add another tab 3 and one more. So maybe I might as well just give it a name right now. This is calculator actually. Let's change that to calculator, and that's the text in there. Then this one is client, followed by in tab 3 I'll change the text content of that to, that would be, let's say, what is it called? Just say okay for now, and let's come to that's my data source right there. Okay, show data source. Okay, the next one is called gardener and jobs. Alright, sorry about that. Let's go back and give it a name. Okay, tab 3, we call that gardener. Then tab 4, we're going to change that to the text content of that. We change that to jobs. There, that is it all done. Now you see all the changes are there. Apart from tab 3, the changes is not there. Let's do that again. Tab 3. Okay, I have all the names in place now. So if I choose to run this program now, what you guys should see will be as follows. But just before I run the program, I'm going to need the data source. Show data source. I have that of client right there, so I need the gardener data. So that will be gardener, drag it, drop it on board, and I need jobs. Drag that, drop it in there as well. So let's run this program and see how it looks like before we start coding the calculator. Okay, now these are the program is looking. That's the calculator, as you can see. Click on client. That's the client right there. That's the information about the client. If you want to see individual table, gardener right there, and jobs right there. Let's go back and start with the coding of this calculator. Okay, the first thing I will do is to declare some variable for this calculator. So let's double click that and just move right up here. Declare the following. So I have all my variables declared. Okay, now let's enter some instruction for button 1. I have button 1 right there. I'll repeat exactly same thing for button 2. Double click button 2 and just change that to 2. I'll repeat exactly the same thing for button 3. Paste, repeat exactly the same lines of code for button 3 and just change it to 3. So I will now speed that up and get back to you guys. Now this the program is looking. This is for the clear button itself, and that's button 0 right there. Button 9, the codes for button 9, that's for button 8, sorry, button 7, 6, 5 and 4. So those are the lines of code, and so on, 3, 2 and 1. The next thing I will do now is to enter the codes for the operators. Enter as follows for the operator, that's for the addition. Then subtraction, enter exactly the same thing and just change it to subtract, followed by multiplication and division. Paste as well, and that's that done. Okay, now let's get the equal sign sorted. Double click on that and just enter the following lines of codes. So we need one more bracket right there. So all I just need to do now is to try this program out and see how it looks. So let's just run it. Yeah, that's it. So let's say 23 plus 6. Let's multiply that by 5. Okay, it seems the button is working. The calculator itself is working. We can see client, we can see the gardener information and the job information. We also have all the necessary information if we have to look at the long table right here. Now with that, I'll just say that will be the end of this program. I'm going to call this very program C# billing system. I suppose you all enjoy it. Maybe I should show you guys the lines of codes one more time. Let's close that and just show you. That's the equals. I believe you can see it. Let's move down, move up, and there they are. And just before I leave, finally, let me change the background of this and stop that. Now come to the background right here and just change the background color to just make it dark, look darker. Yeah, that's much better. Silver. So I repeat the same thing for the rest. Anyway, just copy and just enter silver for the rest. And this is how the final program is looking. I suppose you all enjoyed that. So bye for now.